So basically for us, it's like the globe is absurd. And when we look at the claims of the spinning globe, for me, it just fell apart. So that's why as a science guy, I mean, I'm here to be like, there's a lot of holes in the heliocentric theory. So I'm going to question you and push you on your belief systems on that, because we can't refute that we experience the Earth as flat and stationary.
But if you dig deep into the science, and there's millions of scientific papers that rely on the principles that we've discovered in the last thousands of years, it has to be this way, or all of science is wrong.
I talk with a lot of you guys. You're like, you're throwing away hundreds of years of scientific research, and you're holding science back. But that's an appeal to authority. That's an appeal to science. So let's get rid of the appeal to science. Let's empower ourselves as individuals to start again, because everybody here can be a scientist. Nothing about the heliocentric system is those things in objective reality.
I do totally agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, science, is a process, and it is this thing that we shouldn't appeal to authority. I agree to that. To a certain extent, we should be able to understand what's happening. But also, if that's the case, if you're not going to appeal to authority ever, then we need to be doing these experiments.
A real scientist is skeptical.
Right.
I find science people are not skeptical at all, because they won't question what they're told. You've blindly accepted that, and you're going to, this is a phrase I hear all the time from all these science guys, I'm going to ride on the coattails of the great minds before me and move forward. Do you think I wanted to wake up and be a flat earth? We want to wake up and be ridiculed and name called and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody asked for this. I don't need to accept that I'm spinning faster than sound, flying 50 times faster than a bullet, and then chasing the sun at 2 million miles an hour. And I don't even feel it in the slightest. So we got to spin, we got to wobble, we got an orbit, then we're chasing the sun, and then the whole solar system's flying through the Milky Way.
To me, it's like we fucked up in the education system, right?
Because I hear that on mainstream all the time. We messed up. And I've got a lot of people in my life that know I'm a smart guy saying, oh, the education went wrong, we went wrong, oh, let's feel sorry for these guys.
Every day I'm doing something or
I love science.
It's wonderful, and I'm glad to hear that.
But I like real science.
I've gone through and done so many of these experiments, and I've never had a case where I do an experiment and I find this weird result that contradicts the scientific, corpus. It's like, I thought that I would think that at some point, if all science is, or a huge amount of science is fake, I thought I would have come across one of those just once. I think we can't possibly experiment and do everything from scratch unless I am shown some sort of miraculous evidence that is, extraordinary evidence for extraordinary claims. Unless I'm shown that, I'm going to keep believing in the scientific consensus on issues.
In our summer, it's 93 million miles away. In our winter, it's actually 90 million miles away, because it's an elliptical orbit.
The reason it is warmer in summer is because of the tilt of the Earth. There's two options here, right? One is that you're wrong, and the world is actually a sphere. Or the other is that everyone is lying to you, and you're right. Right?
There's middle ground.
Where's the middle ground? I don't see the middle ground.
Because not everybody is lying.
If it was flat, that would be so much easier to prove.
Yeah.
Why hasn't? But it hasn't been proven. Because you
what do you mean it hasn't been proven?
Why doesn't someone just go to the edge? You could just go to the edge.
Antarctic Treaty. We don't have the means. You know how much you'd need? Somebody did an estimate. You'd need, I think, $2 million. A year ago, it affected me differently. It kind of hurt. I was like, really? I'm not dumb. I did get an education. I did go to school. I went to school for business. I'm a smart. So we have all these kind of. I had all of these kind of feelings. Like, it kind of hurt. Now I'm at the point where I can laugh at them. What do I think of them? It depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I've had a bad day, I'm like, what a fucking idiot. If I'm having a good day, I'm happy, I'll be like, oh my God, man, come on, wake, I'm thinking in my head, wake up, do some research, don't be a mindless cuck.
I mean, it's an extraordinary claim that would take extraordinary evidence, but if someone showed me evidence, it would have to contradict all of modern science, but if they showed me proper evidence that was like, here's the curvature, or sorry, here's the flat edge of the Earth, or here is proof that gravity doesn't exist. If there was some sort of proof that was an experiment, especially if it was something that I could do, then maybe I would listen. I mean, it just has to be evidence.
A couple of years ago, I might have said, yeah, if I go up into space, but I know space doesn't exist, so for me to answer, it's kind of facetious.
Space doesn't exist?
Outer space does not exist.
So then the sun doesn't exist?
Sun is local over us.
I won't get into that because...
No. It took me a while.
Sure.
I was a big Star Trek fan.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go
I
ahead.
became a flat earther, and it took me months to realize that outer space doesn't exist. What would it take? I could say that, but I'd be a little facetious because I know rocket ships aren't real. They take off and they dump into the ocean. At this point, it is impossible. I can never believe I live on a ball.